switch sides. Like, even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad. Let her ties in the hearse. I've been on a vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit her to the sky, change haters on the
Welcome back, baby. Welcome back.
Still let that hit stuff fade. We all want the same. We all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Trail spill from my lips, feel bent from the bib. Take a sip till I pass out. I'm trying to get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. You long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. I'm burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror. Yeah. Do it at me, old man, trying to pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see the ass, and he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad bitches here, I'ma curve them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young niggas in the reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on my necklace, bitch.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 2nd of October, 2025. We're heading into the final quarter of 2025 now. This is the moment. The moment has come here. Yesterday was a good stream. Tuesday was a good stream. Let's make sure today will be epic. We're going to have some fun today, guys. We're going to go over the charts here. Yes, gold, but also some Forex. I'm going to look at some Forex pairs, some potential Forex scenarios. The yen in particular, the dollar yen, okay, for the people that trade Forex as well. It's going to be interesting, okay? Very, very interesting. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to talk about all of that here. But before we start and kick it off, let's welcome the community. Let's get the party started. Very nice. Very nice. Good to see you, Brad, my friend, Dominic, Grim Reaper, Zoltan, Profit Pulse FX. There's tentative news today. Let's leave it alone. Yeah, probably no news today, actually, because the US government, we'll see. Dr. Finbar, Zach, the doctor, my friend, good to see you. Noogie Nook. Salam amalam, bli. Abakabar, bye, kamu. Mantap. Mohamed Abu. Remy. Aaron, nice to see you. Adrian. Ravi, Euros. Euros. Lucifer, Wen, Vicky. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Very, very nice. All right. We're going to get straight to work. I want to talk about the charts. The favorite thing to do here. We're going to have some fun today as well. We might watch some content, to be honest, guys. So you just in advance, so you know. We might watch some content. We might, expose some of the trading industry. We might just have a little fun today as well on the side while we're, waiting for some potential setups to occur. I think that is a plan. It's Thursday. We have a giveaway at the end of this stream as well here. So make sure you like this channel. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well here. We're picking up again. All right, LTA is coming back better than ever, stronger than ever, more organized than ever. Everything works. Everything is in place. It took some time to build up, but we're here. We're here. The community is here. We're absolutely killing it. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about gold. Then I want to talk about the dollar yen. Look at the dollar yen right now. Look at the beautiful range. You guys already know what we're talking about right here. This is something that I've been looking at already, and that is the yen in particular. The yen has been trending downwards aggressively pretty much since this week. Okay, so now we're seeing a pullback taking place here. We failed to take these lows right there. Okay, so that is very interesting to me. We failed to take these lows. We're now tapping into that range. So I want to see what happens around these levels here. So for sure, the yen, dollar yen is something I'm going to focus on today. Some Forex, okay? Some Forex for sure. Then we have gold. So far, so good. Actually, this is a very good point, by the way. Gold did, in essence, what we wanted it to do, but it just took forever, right? So price came down. We went long. Price came. What happened? Trump came. News came from Trump. Boom. Price came down. Then after that, nothing. Right? Nothing until the London session. So during London, we finally saw that expansion towards the upside. But right now, we have the New York Open, and right now, at the moment, we are failing to take out the previous daily highs. So we're gonna see what happens here. The first step is the most important step, and that is, of course, to download the LTA Concepts Trading Warm-Up. This is what you need in order to understand what we do here. Yes, we're taking trades live on stream. Yes, we have been executing a shit ton of setups along the way here. Let me quickly fix this here. There we go. But most importantly, what you need to do is you need to download this book. You need to study it upstream, okay? So when I'm not streaming, you need to be reading this shit, okay? So once you come on stream, you already know beforehand probably what I'm looking for, okay? And if that's not enough, then you can also just simply go to our Telegram channel and watch my daily market update videos and everything that I share beforehand right here in order for us to just move forward and just speed up your process of learning, okay? So anyways, with that said, our first step is always to mark out right now our point of interest, okay? Once we have set a clear bias, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark out a point of interest. We're going to draw some levels, okay? And the levels that we're drawing right now is the following here. Let me actually just quickly utilize the fixed range volume profile. Right? The volume is king. We don't have to guess. We utilize fixed range volume profile. And the thing about today, it's Thursday. So that means we now officially have the Monday closure, the Tuesday closure, and the Wednesday closure, okay? So if you would open the trading warm-up right now and you go to page number, let me actually see which page number it is. Page number, volume analysis, okay? Weekly volume profile. And then page number, not daily, not weekly, where is it? Weekly volume profile, previous week, current week, okay? Page number 38. Right around here, the current weekly profile, okay, is something that we utilize, which you can start implementing after 2 daily closures. So that means that if it's Wednesday, you have at least the Monday and Tuesday closure, okay? So what you can then do is you can measure the volume of Monday and Tuesday, and then you can see on what areas, potential areas of interest are gonna be, okay? Now it's Thursday, so now we have the Monday, we have the Tuesday, and we have the Wednesday, okay? So if I take this to the futures chart real quick, and I draw out the fixed range volume profile from the beginning of the week, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Look what happens, okay? During the London session, you can see that the volume profile was very accurate. The current weekly PUSD, the point of control, was holding as resistance. You see that? That was the major area of resistance here. The moment we actually closed above it, for the first time here, during the London session today, that was actually the moment when price decided to just continue to go up, at least push in the short term here, from here all the way back up towards these highs here, right? And that has to do with the area where throughout this week, exactly the most volume has been traded. So on futures, it has been the exact price level of 38.96, okay? That is on futures. So you can see that the most volume was traded there, and look at how much resistance was formed right around that level as well here. But this just pretty much validates your support and resistance areas, right? But therefore, by default, when I'm looking at the pullback right now, This is an important level, okay? Another one is the current weekly value high. This is what we're pulling back into. But besides the current weekly, right, is there anything else that you guys are seeing right now? And I'm going to go back to the regular chart here. And I'm going to take this to the 30-minute. Let me know if you guys see it right there. And then we go from there, okay? Ali says, hi brother, how are you? May I please ask, could you please mention about that on which time frame I should use the fixed range volume profile? Yes, sir. So to answer your question, my friend, you can actually see that also in the trading war map. Do you have the book? Let me know. You should have the book. If you don't have the book yet, then get it. All right, but what you can see is that if you go to the introduction section and you go to the foundation, then you can see right here, micro technicals. It is on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, and the 50-minute time frame. So micro technicals, 1 hour, 30-minute, 50-minute time frame. This is where we look for the volume analysis, the key levels, the entry models, and the execution. Yes. So we have a CRC right here potentially right now. We are simply creating another range, right? That's the area that I will mark out right now. We're pulling back potentially into this range. Now, what I like here, to be honest, the fact that we haven't taken out the highs yet, or the previous daily highs yet, is something that I think is important right now, just because there is still a chance that we will take out the previous daily highs, especially if we do decide to, let's say, pull back into, for example, any of our levels here. So we have the fixed our high right there. We have the fixed PUC right there. And that's pretty much what we did. We did this Tuesday, worked like a charm. Okay, we did this yesterday, Trump. Unfortunately, we were in profit, price flipped, rolled over. Today, we will have, again, a similar range. But again, the previous daily highs is something that I'm still looking at right now at this current moment, right? Gold looks relatively strong. Silver also is holding up quite well as well here. So the metals are relatively strong right now at the moment. Then I wanted to talk about the Forex, okay? And a couple things I wanted to do here was the following. So if you go to the 12 or the 8-hour time frame, you can see right now that we tapped in somewhat of an area of support here, or an area of demand. And the yen right now is holding up. This is kind of the first time that we're actually trying to hold up here. So if the yen, okay, does decide to break out here, we get somewhat of a CME confirmation, okay? So this could be a potential shift that I will look at right now in case we do break out towards the upside. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if the dollar starts pushing, then that becomes interesting. However, if the dollar gets rejected at this range, then there is a big chance we will just push into that daily demand zone of the dollar here, because the dollar has a daily demand zone sitting right here that we haven't tapped into yet. And at least I expect the dollar, you know, to tap into that demand zone and potentially get rejected here. So what we want to see is that rejection on the lower time frame from this range. And if that's the case, it's going to be beneficial for gold, but it's also potentially going to be beneficial for things like the dollar yen. And that means that the yen might stay below any of these levels, particularly the volume profile, the point of control. So we can actually start taking out these lows as well. So we're going to pay attention to the dollar yen, and I want to pay attention to gold once again here. Okay, that is it. Aliu says, no, sorry, I'm willing to have it, but I could not take it because at the moment don't have much money. So that is why. Well, good that it's freaking free, my friend. Okay, if you download it in the next 50 minutes. No, I'm joking. It's free. You can get it. Don't worry about it. Download it and, you know, hop on stream, 8 a.m. Amazing that you're here on time, by the way. I love that. Okay. Incredible. Incredible. For the rest, please, in the chat, let me know how it went for you this week so far. Okay. Overall, we are still up in profit. So that's all good here. I don't think anything can go wrong right now anymore. This is where risk to reward comes into play, right? That's the beautiful thing about trading, that if your risk to reward is solid, then you can afford to lose and still become profitable at the end of the week. That is the thought process. So let me know. Daniel Berger says, good. Nice. Yeah, Daniel, I would love to see you post. I know you're in our Telegram. I would love to see you post some of your ideas, your setups, or whatever as well here, man. Keep it up. Hope you're crushing it. Brad says, been good. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So the conclusion is, you guys probably know what we are, what we're looking for right now. And if there is a chance of gold pulling back into these ranges. And then we see from there. Right now, it's holding at the current weekly value high. But I want to give it a bit more time, especially at the dollar right now. We're going to see what happens when we pull back into this range. We're not that far away from it, right? The dollar is not that far away from potentially pulling back as well here. So we're going to go to lower time frame. We're going to keep a very close eye on the dollar right now today and see what we can do from there. How are you doing today, sir? I'm doing good as always. Thank you very much. In the meantime, a big shout out to Dominic, man. Dominic, you're stepping up like a G. I know you became funded. You're now streaming in the trading floor. I think that's incredible. So keep it up. Christian, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And we have Vanessa in the building. How are you doing, Vanessa?
Hey Lorenzo.
Everyone is ready. Everyone is ready to rock and roll here. So like I said before, today, we're going to simply wait for price to get to our entry or our point of interest. And if we do get to our point of interest, you guys know it. We'll wait for a confirmation. We enter and we do the same thing as we do every freaking single time. Waiting for price to pull back into our areas of interest. That's it. Looking forward to it. Mando says, yo, Top G again, missed the old days. Well, we're back, man. We're back. What is the plan today? We're going to do some setups. We're going to watch some content. We're going to watch some videos, some trading related videos. We're going to watch some guys killing it. We'll see. We'll see. A lot of you guys have been sending in some videos as well here. So I think it's worth to have a good stream, have some fun today. Oh. Yes, sir. Daniel says, I have a question for you. How long it takes you to change your mindset to trade based off the LTA guidelines? I'm finding myself to kind of rebel against it. Well, the thing is, my friend, if things are working fine for you, just stick with what you're doing. That's the first thing. Don't change a single thing if you're killing it, okay? So if it works for you, it works for you. So don't change a single thing. Whatever works for you, works for you. That's number one priority. Second of all, changing your mindset all comes from your why. Like, what is the reason why you're here? What is the reason why right now you are watching the stream? Like the deeper why. Like some guys are here and their main reason is, I'm just gonna make some money today. Other people are coming here and their main reason is, I just wanna have fun. You know, it's nice to listen. That's it. Some people come here and they say, you know, shit, I have like serious shit in my life. I need to step up my game. I just need to make sure that I do something about it. And I actually step up, be consistent, show myself that I can be disciplined for once and try to learn something without all that noise on the side here. So yes, a lot of people are here to learn and I really do appreciate this. This is the reason why I wanted to write a book in the first place, is to just make sure that we have, you know, something to hold on towards. I can talk forever, but you can also just read the book and, you know, I can guide you through it. I think that's a better process than me just talking and rambling for the next months ahead of us here. So let me ramble while you read the book. What about that? Hello, sir. Tea time. Let's feel the energy. Yes, sir. Yeah, you guys know it already. The amount of tea that I consume on a stream is absolutely freaking ridiculous. At least 3 cups. I don't know how big these cups are, but this is at least half a liter. So think about that. But hey, You have to do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. This boy loves his tea. Okay, don't touch my tea, please. I should make my own brand soon. What about that? The LTA tea brand. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, Lorenzo, watch this video first. Okay, let's see what we have here.
And it's so slow. I've been staring at this for like 2 hours, man. Nothing's going on. Can Trump say something? Oh, this choppy ass market. I'm gonna take a break, man. I need a coffee. That's some good coffee. I hope the market is better when I get back. Damn, I gotta use the toilet. Why does this always happen when I drink coffee? Ah, what a relief. It feels like I've been here for like an hour. Nothing's going on in the market anyways. What a well-needed break. All right, let's see if the market is any better. Bro, what is this market, man? It's so slow.
That sounds like yesterday. I understand why he sent it to me. I understand why he sent it to me. Yeah, this is pretty much the perfect example of what happened yesterday. So yeah, well done, well done. That was a good find. That was a good find. Congratulations, congratulations. Very nice. Steenenbach says, should I analyze the oanda charts or the future charts? Because the oanda chart shows the current weekly POC on a completely different level. Sometimes you have to compare both. What I do is usually I set up the future chart first. I can guarantee you that the future chart on gold is accurate. Okay? I can guarantee you that. There is so much volume coming through the futures market. So much more volume than, for example, on a Forex chart, right? So always prioritize futures as much as you can. But if you trade on, let's say, CFDs, you need to look at the Forex chart as well, right? So therefore, I tend to lay out the foundation in the futures chart and then layer on top of that the gold chart on spot and just, you know, compare both. See what happens when price steps into any of these levels. Cozy Escape says, yesterday was floating 100 pips on gold, then price went back to my break even. Well, the same. Yeah, we were in profit. I don't know how many pips it was, but we were in nice profit, and you know, we got swept at 22.47 or 10.47 to be exact. 10.47. Trump, part of the game though. He definitely makes things more exciting, that's for sure. Kasim says, I learned this strategy from one of your videos on your Instagram, and I made a $10 account into a $500 account within a month. Okay. Which strategy, which approach, which levels are you using? I want to know. Let me know, please. Let me know. Yeah, price is holding back here. It has a hard time breaking. We remember this exact wick from yesterday. If you look at your gold right now, this wick from yesterday was the wick where the news came in. The first news came in. And this is where we definitely saw a lot of trapped buyers. Okay, a lot of trapped buyers were sitting right there. If you want to have the proof of that, I'll prove it to you on the footprint chart. I can show you exactly what I mean with trapped buyers right there. That is this freaking candle right here. Okay. Woo. This freaking candle right there. That's exactly kind of what we're talking about here. Let me actually make it better for you so you understand it fully. Right there. Okay. This candle. Where is it? This is the wick. You see that? Look at all these buyers that came in here. These are your typical news traders. These are your news traders. Right there. These are the guys that trade news. Okay. And they see something on Forex Factory or they see something on investing.com and they see, oh, that's bad for the dollar. So it must be good for gold. So they buy. They buy, they buy, they buy. And what happens? A lot of aggressive buying here. Price breaks down, closes with strong selling. Now these are what we call trapped buyers. That is this level right here. And this is where we are now getting rejected from. So what happened? These trapped buyers that were still stuck in their position maybe decided to close their position when price pulled back into that. That could be an idea here. So what we were looking for now is see if we can actually pull back, and then looking hopefully for a confirmation here. Somewhere around this previous range, because that would then mean a CERC play targeting the previous daily highs. Something like that here. Why the government shutdown is still strong? I don't really think it has a major impact. What I do think that there was no news. There is no news today at all. We always have the initial jobless claims, right? We always have the unemployment claims. Not today, though. That has to do with the government shutdown. All right? That is the reason why we don't have any news today, which is great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Low volatility, yes, that's for sure. Low volatility, yes. For now, yes. For now, yes. No NFP tomorrow, nope. Crazy. That has changed. Exactly. So usually there is an NFP tomorrow. All right, but the NFP release has now been moved to next week. Can you believe that? Next week, Friday, October 10th, now we have the NFP. It's very strange because usually you have like, you know, on Tuesday you have your JOLTS job openings. Then on a Wednesday you have your ADP non-farm employment, right? And then Thursday is usually, you know, the standard unemployment claims. And then Friday is the NFP. Not this week though, okay? So, you know, I was thinking all the time until London session today, I was like, oh, the price action is garbage because we're like, you know, we're working towards the NFP now. But the NFP now has officially moved to next week. So yeah, that is the main reason here. Yeah. Yeah, investing.com, man. They're doing the right thing here. They're very accurate. They're very accurate with news, news-related stuff. They didn't showcase the unemployment claims either, and yeah, nothing actually happened as well. So yeah. Bro, can I check GJ? We can quickly check GJ right now. It's probably pushing up. Yeah, it's pushing up. This is a CME play right there. I need to look at the higher time frame first. Can I just... Okay, we're breaking down. We're retesting the lows. We're actually breaking the lows. We got rejected there this week aggressively. So it comes from a weekly rejection. So we have a weekly level here. We got rejected there. We broke down. Now we're trying to pull back a little bit here. We still look relatively weaker. The yen basket is still holding up really well, guys. Now, yes, it's pulling back right now, but again, we're still in this range. We're gonna retest this range right now in the yen basket. So that means that the yen itself could easily bounce. So GJ, first level you need to look at for sure is gonna be a let me quickly look at the Euro GBP as well, so I understand the strength of the pound, and then we can move we can move further here. Euro is pushing up, pound. Euro is outperforming the pound as well here. Okay, yeah, so that means potentially observing these levels right now at the moment, the fixed very low and the fixed PSC right here. You can already see how we're kind of getting rejected, right? We're kind of getting rejected here, and the yen basket is getting closer and closer towards the point of control. So I will be wait for the point of control to be hit. The very highs here as well, by the way. Fixed for a high. There we go. We're kind of holding that trend here. Pay attention to what happens here, and pay attention if you manage to break higher. And I think you can start looking for an EM1 on GJ. But definitely wait for price to break the lows and actually create an entry model. Yeah. If the dollar starts pushing up, then we will see potentially it outperforming the yen. Like we talked about, different story for the dollar. So we will look for potential CME from the other perspective here, okay? The pound is just very weak right now. That's the reason. The pound is underperforming. Lorenzo, make my palm stop bleeding. What? That freaks me. That freaks me out a little bit. G-Chanda says potential setup in GU, Lorenzo. Yeah, Forex is starting to catch up, right? That's something that I noticed as well here. Forex is starting to do its thing right now. It's breaking down. I don't really like GU, to be honest, that much, right? You really want to see a breakthrough, a strong breakthrough. Truthseeker, my friend, one of our elites, our OGs in the group right here. Australian dollar yen, same thing. I agree. I mean, a lot of good setups around the yen today. That's all I can say. A lot of good setups around the yen today. Okay. I like this too, by the way. This is actually very nice as well. This is very nice. This level right here. How many of you guys trade Forex, by the way? I would actually love to know that, because it seems like a lot of you guys are asking for Forex setups, which is very interesting and actually good to see. Do you give scalp or swing? Well, we talk about setups all the time, but it's usually a day trade, just a single session day trade, usually. Man, that's a lot of you guys. Okay, damn. That's good to know. That's good to know, for sure. Yeah, that's so interesting, right? So many people are moving over to, let's say, you know, futures. Like, I realized that when I started trading, guys, you have to understand, when I started streaming on YouTube, everyone was trading Forex. Everyone was trading Forex. Dollar yen, everyone was trading GJ. GJ was the setup, was like the pair to trade. That's like some OG shit now, right? Everyone trades the NASDAQ, the NQ, the ES. It's a big battle between the NQ or the ES right now. That's it. On futures, right? That's pretty much what you're seeing all the time right now. Yeah, things are changing, man. Yeah. At least from a streaming perspective. Gold was always there. Right? Gold was always there, for sure. But Forex had its, you know, it had its shine. It had its shine. We're just still here, man. We're just the OGs. That's it. GJ was like gold back then. Absolutely, man. If you remember that, everyone was talking about GJ. Everyone. Like, who is literally still talking about GJ right now? And with GJ, I mean the British pound against the Japanese yen. Like, from what I've seen, no one. Yeah. Which session is the best? Well, there are many sessions that you could trade. I think London has been killing it lately, to be really honest with you. What do you think? I think that London has been absolutely killing it over the last couple of weeks, especially. Yeah, it could be though, you know? Lorenzo, how many trades have you taken on stream during your career? On stream, I think over like what, 500 trades. I guess 500, yeah, something like that. I don't know exactly anymore. I stopped counting after like 450 or something. Before we had like the dashboard, that scoreboard, etc. But at some point, people just became obsessed with that, you know, and they really didn't want to learn anymore. So I was like, you know what? It's better to just now make sure that we just trade like we always do. When we see a setup, we trade. That's it. But at least, you know, not be obsessed with it. Lorenzo, for me personally, I learned a lot from getting wrecked by gold. Well, tell me about it, man. We've all been there. Yeah, you know, the thing is with gold, you can get into like crazy winning streaks with gold, like crazy winning streaks, and these winning streaks become so extremely normal because you just start winning all the time. But if you understand how gold moves, they understand that it can turn at a dime, right? So your winning streak can easily turn also into a losing streak as well if you're not prepared for it. So over time, you start dealing with it. Over time, you learn how to avoid these type of losses, losing streaks. Where are you based now? I'm based in Bali, Indonesia, already for the past X amount of years. I mean, 5 years now, to be exact. I have lived in the Netherlands already for a really long time. I was born in the Netherlands. My father is Italian, my mother is Dutch, but I was born in the Netherlands. So I grew up there. And you know, pretty much live with my mother in a 2-bedroom apartment in the Netherlands, in the city center of Rotterdam. But if you really want to know specifics. And actually had a pretty good youth, to be honest. I couldn't really complain. My mother, only thing that I really didn't like was the fact that my mother had to work really hard. Because people think, oh, you're from the Netherlands, right? So you're rich. If you understand the true reality of a Western country and a single mother trying to raise, you know, his son or whatever, his kid or kids, it's a pretty tough situation overall. So the problem with that is that my mother had to just work a lot, right? So, you know, even though she was there, and I have a lot of respect for that because she was there all the time for me, for any situation. But she had to work a lot. So, you know, we didn't really see her as much as, you know, I wanted to see her, for example, and vice versa, I guess, as well. She just wanted to be with me, right? She wanted to raise me. But I think that, you know, you need to do what you got to do in life to make your money, right? So there is one thing that I promised myself: the moment I get kids, right? The moment I get children, like I have right now, I'm a father right now. I decided for myself, I do not want to experience. I don't want my kids to experience the fact that they cannot see their mother because their mother has to work. Like I can personally not accept that. Like my ego right now is way too big for that to accept that about it in the first place. But it all comes from when I was a child, right? I just know how it is to you know, not have your mother around as much as you want to because she has to work for some reason to make the money, right? To take care of you, etc. So, you know, I decided for myself, I'm going to make it happen. And, you know, my son or daughter, they're going to make sure that they're going to see their mother as much as possible. That's it. I think this is the biggest reason why I wanted to become successful in the first place. And this is also the reason why I became much more successful the moment I got kids, because that responsibility really stick with me. And that memory from the past really stick with me as well. And that's the main reason why I just wanted to make it happen. That's it. Does your mother watch your stream? My mother watches probably every single stream, every single time. Yeah. Not just my mother, my grandmother even watches my stream. My 91-year-old grandmother. Okay? She watches my stream too. She doesn't understand it. She doesn't speak English, but she watches the stream just to watch it. My mother told me a story like about my grandmother, and she kind of gets it now because she has seen hundreds of streams right now. So from her perspective, it's like, oh, he's in a buy right now, right? He's buying right now, or he's selling right now. Think about that. WC in the chat for Lorenzo's grandmother. I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that, for real. Yeah, 91 there. You know? That's a respectable age right there. Why you still trade on gold when a gold's volume is trash? Well, it's actually, you know, the thing with gold is it can easily flip, it can easily change. You probably know how it goes. You've seen it before as well. Australian dollar yen is another one. Like, I would highly recommend to pay attention to this if price breaks below this low right here. That's something that we talked about. Dollar yen looks much stronger right now. The dollar starts to pick up, right? That's actually super interesting. Because if the dollar does indeed break out this time, then that's a really big deal for us. That's a really important factor. All right, if the dollar does decide to push and break above these highs here, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So let's see if that actually is going to happen today. Because we haven't seen any strength from the dollar since, yeah, pretty much last week. Like this week was pure trash from the dollar standpoint. Like absolutely trash. Like just consolidation, breakdown, consolidation, breakdown. No trend. Not a clean trend, just ranging, slowly grinding downwards. So let's see what happens there for sure. Yeah, it's actually really interesting if the dollar yen breaks out, because that could change the dynamic of the trade for real. John says, my parents and grandparents are gone now. I treasure them and talk to them often. The stories they can tell you are precious gems you can share with your own kids. 100%. My grandfather was actually a really important person in my life. He has been one of the most influential men in my life, actually. You know, all the standard, the things that you learn, right? Like learning how to ride your bike, learning how to draw, learning, you know, how to read, learning about the garden, learning about plants, you know, the basic stuff of life, learning how to solve something, whatever the case may be, right? Like he could do it all pretty much. So yeah, definitely look up to that here. The problem with that is though that, you know, always with your grandfather, even though it's kind of your father figure, there's still a generational gap. My grandfather, man, if you look at his hands are like it's ridiculous. Like two of his hands, I'm not talking about the size, right? Like a pretty big hands, but like the thickness of his fingers, bro, it's pure freaking muscle. It was ridiculous. Akim says, I printed the LTA concepts PDF onto paper, created a book for which I can pick up and make notes. It cost me £35 to be printed in color, worth every penny. Thank you, Lorenzo and the team. Akim, if that's the case, my friend, please share this on your story, or please share this on Telegram if you're in a Telegram. Please share a picture or something. I would love to either repost this on IG or whatever the case may be, man. I love the fact that guys are willing to just print out the book, have it in like, you know, physical format and just read it. I love that. I love that. How many setups you usually take in a day? It depends what I trade. If I would trade the London session, there is usually a setup there. And then a New York session. To be really honest with you guys, like, I don't take more than 3 trades a day. Like, I actually, the last time I've taken more than 3 trades in a single day was a really long time ago. So in my opinion, 2 trades, if, for real. And the reason why is because you don't need to take many trades, to be honest. Like if you get your 2R and sometimes even your 4R, man, you're golden. You're done. Like you don't have to go and keep going. Like there's no reason to it, in my opinion. 1 or 2 setups a day, my friend. 1 or 2 setups a day keeps the financial doctor away. Max, you can only make a certain amount of good decisions. You know, we're human beings. We're kind of retarded. So, you know, keep it small, keep it focused. And you get there. In the meantime, what we're going to do today on stream is I wanted to make this a special occasion. We have a guy in our group. His name is Truthseeker. Let me see. He's actually here in the chat. Oh, he is here in the chat. Okay, this guy has been putting in a shit ton of work in our group. He's been always there, being consistent. We have a rule in our Discord. It's called a Strategos rule. And that pretty much grants you, direct access to me. Like if they want to hop on a call with me, they can schedule a call with me anytime. There are a lot of things that you can do here. These are the guys that are committed to LTA. And their life has changed because of LTA. They come in, they made new friends in the community. And this is one of the guys that I today wanted to give that role of Strategos. Because he deserves that role. And yeah, we're going to do this on stream. Let's do it. Congratulations, my friend Truthseeker. Absolute pleasure to have you in our group. Appreciate it. I wanted to make this a special occasion. Right there. Oh, that looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. With certificate. Okay. Absolutely incredible. Very happy to have you here. And most importantly, Truthseeker, what I really like about your efforts is the way you tend to connect with other members in the community and just to really bridge that gap and are always coming and looking at the fundamental data and really trying to understand something before you act. So keep it up, man. Keep up that good spirit. W Truthseeker. Truthseeker, right? The name itself says it all. What is the Strategos rule? The Strategos rule is those who have mastered the strategy of LTA, okay? And who have added the most value and improved their skills, teaching others. That's pretty much it. That sums it up. Shout out to you. Okay. Besides gold, guys, okay, and we have to talk about this right now because you guys know I trade silver. Last week we took a stream on silver trade. It's a beautiful trade on stream. We might do this again if we do indeed break higher and pull back here because we're getting to a very important area of interest right here, the 47.670. So silver is definitely on the radar. Dollar yen is on the radar, okay? Do you teach the strategy in the group or can you just learn from the book? You can learn from the book. I highly recommend you start learning from the book, okay? So you download the book, you get the book, you come on stream, show up, 8 a.m. EST. From there onwards, the first logical step, in my opinion, is to join the Telegram channel. Because this is where I upload daily videos, market updates right here. I attach the charts to that, like the potential scenarios here. This is silver. We talked about this already beforehand. Things that I'm looking at, things that I'm looking for. And then pretty much on a day-to-day basis, we just follow up with that same exact process over and over again. And then we have a group channel where everyone in the group itself just continuously talks about all the exact setups and patterns that we utilize. Obviously using the volume profile, using LTA concepts, right? So the next step is your Telegram. And if you say, hey, I want to take this a step further, I want to actually be actively trading with the guys every single day during London session and New York session in the trading floor, then we have the VIP, okay? This is where you get access to the macro fundamental indicators, all the data that comes with it, and of course grants you access to trading with all the elite traders live in the trading floor, okay? So for the Telegram, you can simply click on the link. I think it's in the chat. Talk to the bot. Takes you 5 minutes to sign up. and you can get in our group here. You sign up with a broker called Vantage, okay? With that sign up right there, you can grant access to the community, or you pay as a one-time fee. And if you already have a Vantage account, just message the bot. We can transfer that in seconds, and you will be in our group for free anyways. For the VIP, you need to apply though. All right, for the VIP, you need to apply. It's kind of like your Harvard studies. You know, you can have the best degrees, but if your mindset is not there or you're not the right fit, you know, we don't want to have people that are not, you know, from kind of a communication standpoint, just the way they act, the way they behave, their history. And we want to make sure that this is filtered out. Everyone who comes into the trading floor deserves to be here. Okay. So you can schedule a call for a VIP and follow up with that as well, if you feel that you're ready for that. With that said, I do really like what silver is doing. Silver is breaking out, so hopefully we get that closure above the highs, pull back towards the 47.675. This actually really reminds me of the previous, kind of like the previous range that we traded last week. Because we took this setup here, remember? We took this trade right here on stream a couple days ago. I think it was Thursday, like last week Thursday. We took that trade right here. Man, I know that I'll close my trades by the end of the day, but if I just held onto that trade, that would have been absolutely crazy. That would have been nuts. That would have been crazy. Very nice. Today we're gonna probably have, okay, a giveaway day. We'll talk about this here. So our goal today is to reach the 500 likes on stream. We can easily do that. We have 800 people watching. We have 200 likes. That is a 600 like gap. We can easily reach the 500 likes today. And at the same time, we also realized that 30% of you guys are not subscribed to this channel. So make sure you subscribe as well. We're obviously going to confirm that and check that as well here. Yes? Sounds like a plan to me. Shihab, my friend, just tag me in. Ooh. That's a nice setup, bro. Yeah. That's a nice setup. That's a nice setup. Well done. Well done. Nice. Thomas says, what you expecting for NFP tomorrow? Tomorrow is probably no NFP because there is no NFP. There is no news tomorrow. At least I think they moved it to next week because of the government. The government shutdown. Crazy, right? Yes, sir. That's what's happening here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so gold right now is a bit slow. Once again, guys, you can see the market very freaking slow. So the Forex starting to look better. We obviously have the New York Stock Exchange open in 10 minutes. So we might see still some volume coming into gold here. But silver is breaking out. So, you know, it kind of has my priority at the moment here, just so you guys know. In case we do see somewhat of a follow through here. Okay. Watch this video right now. Okay. Umur.
Moment, even when I meet people, I have to tell them I don't trade. I have a software business or something else, because the trading space has become such a mess in the past 3 years that everyone is a trader, everyone's a mentor. So
What did he say?
being labeled as a trader nowadays, the moment, even when I meet people, I have to tell them I don't trade. I have a software business or something else, because the trading space has become such a mess in the past 3 years that everyone is a trader, everyone's a mentor. So sometimes I kind of have to crawl out of my skin, like, oh shit, I'm a trader. I don't go into the trading side at all, because the first thing they ask is, oh, do you have a mentorship? Do you sell this? Do you sell that? And it's like, no, I don't. But you know, people jump to those conclusions. Hate.
This is exactly what I experience all the time, though. Let's be honest. It's the truth. I personally don't really like to say to someone that I meet that I don't really know that well what I do. You know, kind of like, I'm a trader. Oh, so you're a trader? So you trade crypto or Forex? Yeah, kind of both, you know, it depends a bit on the situation. Like, you know, some gold, sometimes futures. You know, also some Forex on the side. Like, I keep it kind of diverse. Okay, do you know Solana? I bought the Solana coin yesterday. I really like it. Right. Yeah. So, what's your strategy? Yeah, you know, pretty much I look at the macro fundamentals first, and then I make sure that I have a you know, a solid bias, and then I go to the higher time frame, the macro technicals, and I utilize supply and demand, because I understand that on the larger, higher time frame, there is an accumulation or distribution taking place. Once I've established the macro, I go to the intraday trend to spot the directional bias. So I can kind of bridge that gap between the macro fundamentals, macro technicals, and the lower time frame. And for the lower time frame, I use the volume profile, because I understand the option market theory, understand the imbalances that take place, right? I want to understand the difference between aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers. So when we tap into our areas of interest, I can look for setups using my entry model with a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So I only have to win 50% of the time to become profitable. Dogecoin? Yeah, that's kind of my story, yeah. Story of my life. Australian dollar yen holding up here. Look at GJ in a second, by the way, for the people that we were talking about. Look at that. That's what I was talking about. Look at that rejection here. Look at that breakdown. That's a typical, this is a typical entry model one, guys. On the, 50-minute time frame right now at the moment, you could see that this is a textbook entry model one setup here, okay? If you understand the trading warm-up very well, and you go to the fixed range volume profile, right here, the consolidation, the expansion, the retracement, right? Fixed value area. And if you then go to the execution, you can see that on page number 57, look at that, beautiful range, expansion, retracement, 2 candle formation, 2 freaking candles. The third candle is the break, entry, stop loss above the candle, follow through. Do you guys see it? It's the same shit. That's textbook right there. Yeah, that's GJ. Very nice setup overall here. For futures, I cannot trade it right now at the moment. I would probably trade it upstream, but yeah, we're definitely going through some of these analysis right here. If you guys have any questions in regards to Forex as well, you know, we can definitely talk about it. Right? Dollar yen is holding up much stronger, so there was no reason to short the dollar yen. GJ looked cleaner. Australian dollar yen also similar. But this is a perfect example of an entry model one range, breakdown, retest, sell-off, potentially, right? And if you then shorted, let's say on the break, and your stop loss is above that high, then at a 1-to-1, you put your stop loss on break even, okay? My number one rule for cross pairs is putting my stop loss on break even after a 1R. I've seen this over and over again. I can absolutely confirm with real data that for me, putting my stop loss at a 1R on cross pairs, so GJ, Euro, Yen, whatever, New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, putting my stops on a 1R break after reaching a 1R is the best for my personal growth. That's kind of the thought process. And yes, you're gonna hit a lot of break evens, but these markets are freaking volatile. You think that gold is volatile? Trust me. If you think that gold is volatile, then you haven't seen some of these cross pairs. Gold 30-minute candle has no bottom wick. What do you think? If you look at the 30-minute candle here, it doesn't have a bottom wick. We closed that in 4 minutes. It's struggling for sure, but the 15-minute looks really good. The 15-minute looks pretty strong. The hourly looks pretty weak also. But hey, it really wants to go for the previous daily highs, right? It really wants to go for the previous daily highs first. That's what we're kind of seeing with gold right now at the moment. Breakout potential, swiping these highs. Could it be? Could it be? I know that Vanessa is in a long setup on gold right now already before the stream. So she entered it before the stream. So anyways, let me ask her if she's still in that trade. Hey, Vanessa, are you still in that long trade right now on gold? Let me know if you're here. Vanessa, are you here? Test 1, 2, 3. Lorenzo, okay, please show exactly how you draw the fixed value range. I get confused as to where I need to start and end. Yes, we can definitely show that for sure. Yes, let's try it again.
Hey, Lorenzo, you still here?
Hey, yes, Vanessa, good to see you. Yes, are you still in that gold long setup?
No, unfortunately, I got stopped out rather fast. I got a defensive play, right? So I got in on the 30-minute. Let's see that I can bring that back, that trade. Here it was. So we got this red candle. We hit the fixed BUSD from yesterday rather fast with a lot of volume, but it snapped back as well. And since I was in defensive play after 1-to-1 RR, I put the stop on break even. So I got stopped out on break even. So, but,
okay, you got stopped out on break even. Okay.
Yeah. I'm with it, even if it's going up now.
To be honest, I think it was a valid way of putting your stop loss on break even after reaching that level, because of the
yeah, indeed, because there was still the possibility of a bigger retracement into this fixed range from this morning and yesterday evening. So that was taken into consideration, and I didn't want to take unnecessary losses.
Makes a lot of sense.
Now
yes.
Now we'll see how we go from here.
Yeah, you will see. We're going to swipe the highs and then we're going to come back down. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good trade. W anyways. Good management. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, look at GJ. Indeed, that was a really nice, clean CERC play right there. Very nice, clean CERC play here. What do you want to see for gold right now, Lorenzo? I want to see a pullback. You know, the 30-minute and the hourly are really struggling right now at the moment. You can kind of see that right here. And I'm also interested, by the way, to see what happens if we do take out the highs. Yeah, especially on the lower time frame. I want to see what happens right there. But for now, we have a couple of other things on our radar here, of which silver being one of those. Textbook win on NQ, nice. 12-hour flip on silver, pre-New York. That was nice. Copper long. Today, that was also very nice. Copper was really nice indeed. Daniel, okay, I started with you beginning of August with $500 plus $750 USD bonus from Vantage. So $1,250. Being with you for 2 months, I got from 1K to 27K. Today I made 3K. LTA, holy shit, Daniel. That's impressive, my friend. That's impressive. Yes, I would love to see some of these results right there. I would love to see it. If you can share, you know, some of these profits from, I don't know, your terminal, your MetaTrader or something like that, that would be awesome. Damn, that's insane. Okay, from 1K to 27K. That's really impressive. For real. As requested, Lorenzo, the picture. As requested, picture of LTA trading warm-up printed and on the trading desk. Big thank you to Lorenzo and the team. Nice, very nice, my friend. That's awesome. That's really cool. But you know, but Bo, you know that this is the first version, right? Like, do you realize that this is the first version? The first version is red, okay. The second version is blue. Overall, still nice. It's still very nice. It's still a great book, by the way. It's about volume analysis. So, yo, I highly recommend you to download the second one too, though. Right? Definitely get this one too. But yeah, that's some OG shit right there. Respect. Respect. Love it. Love it. CB says you just missed a big chance on what? On gold? On the 15-second time frame? So there are these guys, right? These order flow guys, and they're creating, or they have created something that's called deep charts, which is in essence TradingView, but then their own terminal. I'm not sure if you can enter it on the browser or you need to download something. If it's on the browser and you can actually see the footprint and everything, and you can use the volume profile, You know, I might give it a try on stream too. I might test it out on stream because I think there is potential there. It looks very interesting. It looks very interesting. It's similar to TradingView, but you know, just more information. And yeah, I'm just curious to see how user-friendly it actually is. All right, silver is breaking down. It's kind of pulling back. So the first area of interest I'm going to look for, guys, if we do pull back towards the blue line, yeah, I'll definitely want to see what happens there. I definitely am interested to see what happens there. And if you can actually execute something there. Jano says deep charts will be available for the web browser. That's amazing. If that's the case, then that's a big deal. For real. That's a big deal if that's the case. The dollar yen is something I would trade though. The reason why is because I can also simply trade this on futures as well here. So if this does break out to the upside, which we don't have the confirmation of yet, but if you do, you know, then this is a very clear CME play. Very clear CME play. This breaks down, retest, boom. That is, that's just very strong. That's just a very good confirmation. So, you know, I need to short this, which is actually long on dollar yen. If you trade Forex, it's a long on the dollar yen, but it's a short on the yen futures here. The dollar is doing better. The dollar is doing better. Dollar is catching up here. So kind of mixing things up a bit today. The yen, silver, gold right now is just hovering around. It did take out the highs now officially. Okay. And this is a very important moment, right? This is a very important moment for gold now. At this current moment, you can see that we have taken out the previous daily highs. So now it's all about what happens when you start shifting, right? And breaking to the downside here. Jana says, yes, I've also their world-class edge course. They trade very similarly to us. Yeah, these are the real order flow guys, right? So they trade the footprint chart. They trade, yeah, they now have their own chart, but pretty much, you know, the footprint chart, the volume profile, a lot of volume profile. So yeah, there are definitely some similarities, I would say.
Yeah, I'm back. Oh, silver is pulling back. Nice one.
It's a very strong rejection after these highs were taken out. So we're definitely be patient here. Dollar yen longs, so interesting. If we do manage to break out, that is a super clean CME play. Super clean. Richest gold down, yes. Kind of, to be honest, this was kind of expected, to be honest, after breaking the, after taking out these highs. And also look at that aggressive pullback. that should warn you right away and say, okay, wow, you have to be cautious right here. Lorenzo, the last 4 days, London sessions always make higher high. It's going to be important to see what it's going to do now. Yeah. Let's figure it out. Let's see. Lorenzo, on the dollar yen spot, why not the CRC? Because of the fact you can already see how much weaker, how much stronger the dollar is holding up here. Right? Look at the dollar here. Look at the rejection here. Big difference. Any clear entries for now? For now, I would say just be patient. Be patient. Let price come back. See what happens around these levels here. We've been waiting patiently with gold especially to see what happens when we pull back. Gold just dropped so hard without anything happening, just pure market manipulation. Yeah, well, kind of, right? We expect the price that once these previous daily highs were taken out, that price would react at least. Because it was fighting, it was literally fighting to take out these highs there. It was fighting to take out these highs. You can see that right there. We're closing this hourly candle. If this closes below, right here, for you guys, probably it's going to be the opposite side. So closing above this high here, pulling back, that might be interesting. Yeah, because we break above the very high, we pull back, clear semi play. That could indeed lead us towards that next zone here. It seems to be holding up really strong, regardless of the dollar strength here. So it's very interesting to see that the yen actually holding up, the dollar breaking out, right? That's the reason why. Look at the dollar and look at the point of control on the dollar. And look at this level right here. If you mark out this range, we use the VAR profile. Look at how it tapped this in support. This just shows the dollar today is stronger. The dollar is looking much stronger. It's shifting. So this kind of changes up our initial bias, where we said that the dollar was really weak. We said that the moment the dollar breaks above that range, that's the moment you have to start shifting and accepting the fact that the market might be shifting here. That's what we're kind of seeing right now happening here. This is why the dollar yen longs are so relevant. And that's definitely something to think about. This is why GJ shorts right now are going to be... We're so good as well. Definitely need to be patient today, that's for sure. Yesterday we were patient too. And we still got stopped out yesterday on that trade, even though we were extremely patient. But the good thing is, right, if you just follow all your rules perfectly, and you can get stopped out due to like an event, like a Trump event or whatever the case may be about, these things are just part of the game, pretty much. So that is something that we always calculate into our strategy. Top 5 trending says the dollar is now targeting the Sunday open, likewise to EU and GU. Yeah, dollar strength. Finally, like, to be honest, I want to see the dollar pushing. I want to see the dollar becoming stronger. I think there's a lot more potential in the dollar becoming stronger than in the dollar becoming weaker right now. Just in general on the higher time frame too. I'd rather see a major trend shift to the upside for the dollar than the dollar breaking down and just creeping down slowly and steadily. If you want to have an exciting Q4, you want to see the dollar pushing up super aggressively here. Okay, and this is why also during the FOMC, for example, we saw actually the dollar manipulating down and reversing to the upside, right? This is something that we were already, kind of waiting for. We were waiting for the dollar to break and flip actually bullish, right? If we go to our indicator, our smart money intelligence, which measures the CUT data, the actual like market participants taking orders, taking trades in the marketplace, holding their positions over time. So it's not just like a quick in and out. It's like they're gradually increasing their position sizing. Retail was super bearish. And if retail gets extremely bearish, or the small speculator, we call that the non-reportables on the CUT data, that is usually a bullish signal. So the fact that dollar, even though there was so much negative news around the dollar, the fact that the dollar is still holding that weekly demand zone right here is very impressive. We just haven't seen that breakout yet, right? So that breakout is coming. It's going to come at some point. And that's kind of what we're waiting for in Q4. And that accelerates our overall, profit taking and our money making, I could better say, rapidly, because that's where the magic happens. Okay. Also, if you look at this weekly candle on the dollar right now, you can see that the weekly candle does not have a top wick. And that is also something to think about. So, we have seen a bearish opening. It's Wednesday. The Thursday is now here. We have today and Friday. We might indeed gonna see like that bullish reversal by the end of the week. Yeah, that breakout is pretty crazy already. So let's see if we can follow through here. If that's the case, we might see this dollar yen push higher. Thanks, bro, for GJ. It is working well. Yeah, it's a good setup. It's a good trade for sure. Can't trade it right now, trading futures, but yes, very good setup. So today we're going to have the giveaway, I think, soon. Okay. Like I said today, we said before, we're going to watch some content today. We're going to look into the market. We're not going to kind of rush it. We are still up for the week. We want to, make sure that we're not chasing the market down. There's so many instances where I, for example, really chased the market in the past, where I just was constantly just like, next trade, next trade, next trade. And at some point you have your strategy set, you know exactly what you're looking for, and you can just mark it out. So that's what we're doing now, right? We're waiting for price to push back, see how it responds. Is there going to be a reaction from it? If we break down, the fact and chances of a continuation is also so much bigger. So we have a lot of room to work with once we get back towards that range right there. And until then, we can go over the market. We can go over some charts. We're definitely going to watch some other content here as well. Yeah, first things first, 38.72. Price will come down at some point towards that level, especially because it did sweep the highs here. It's gonna get very interesting around that level. Amy says it will rocket up. Let's see what happens first. Let's see what happens first, because right now, dollar strength is coming, right? Look at the dollar breaking out here. This is actually something that you always have to pay attention to. And this is a very, very important factor for gold that I don't think everyone pays attention to, including myself before, is if you see the dollar pushing aggressively, right? This is the first time that the dollar was able today or this week to break structure. Like, look at that. Where did the dollar break structure today? Like, dollar didn't break structure here. Couldn't break the highs. Couldn't break the highs. Like, we had that range. Couldn't break it. We had this range. We couldn't break it. Like, this is the first time that the dollar actually broke above a level, broke above a range, and actually bounced from the point of control. All right, so this is a very strong reaction from the dollar, and this is why you see gold pushing down so aggressively right now. So it was actually the perfect timing, right? It took out the highs, the previous daily highs, and then it reversed aggressively, and now you have dollar strength. So obviously you can see clearly that if the dollar is strong, it's not going to have a good positive impact on gold here. So if we use this level and we compare it to the dollar, let's actually check TVC. DXY. Yeah, you can see that we're now clearly pushing. We're clearly in a negative correlation here on the hourly time frame. We broke down. You can see in a 15-minute, we're starting to push down here. So this becomes and shows us right now that it's more important to pay attention to the dollar, and that you cannot just neglect the dollar strength and say, oh, I'm now just bullish biased on gold, because if the dollar keeps pushing, there's just such a big chance gold will break this structure. Yeah, so I would highly recommend to be patient here, wait for price to get in towards these zones. Usually we would say, at the beginning of the stream, we said range, breakout, retest, and then potential continuation play. But if the dollar breaks out and starts showing strength and actually breaks structure, you know, that could change pretty much how we would view gold or how we would view currencies. However, this will present you with a lot of opportunities on the currencies right here. GJ was a good example, but probably also GU. If GJ, look at GU, that was a great example. Major breakdown right now in GU. EU probably as well, breaking down, not as strong as GU, but we do, and we have to deal with that range, for example, right here. This is also a beautiful level to work with. We definitely have some levels to work with regardless. If the dollar maintains strong, it doesn't have to be specifically gold, to be honest. It doesn't have to be today. GU dumping, yeah, GU dumping, gold dumping, they're all dumping right now. That's what happens when the dollar becomes much stronger than it was previously here. So yeah, I'm actually happy. I want to see the dollar strength. If dollar breaks out, we close above it, we turn this level into support right around here, then that's the ultimate confirmation for sells on the euro, for example. Lorenzo, is the dollar and the gold always negatively correlated? No, not all the time. Not all the time, right? There are periods where the dollar ranges and gold goes up. So that means there actually is not really always a correlation, strong negative correlation. But on the higher time frame spectrum, yes, for sure, negative correlation, gold and dollar. And I never really just say things and just, you know, randomly just say, oh, it's you know, there is always a negative correlation. This literally proves that there's 90% of the time a negative correlation between gold and between the dollar. That's it. So if you understand it, then yeah, that's something that you have to take into consideration when you trade. Especially when we use our volume profile, we want to make sure that when we use the volume profile that we also understand the layers around it, right? So what is the dollar doing? Is the dollar strong? Is the dollar weak? Dollar strong, the chances of us succeeding on gold longs becomes by default lower. Profit Pool says, I remember the epic sell setup in GU you showed us last year. Yeah, man, that was the top of the top of the top. The top of the top market. Yeah, that was literally from the top of the market. I remember that super well. When we went to the previous weekly range, where was it? Was it here? Yeah, it was here. This is on the weekly time frame. And we shorted it from here all the way down, 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 all the way down to there, pretty much. And that came from one macro signal. That's the crazy part. It came from one macro signal. And that macro signal was, we can actually show you, if you go to the pound futures and you go to this high. We always talk about the retail trader, right? This is the positioning of the retail trader. And you think, how is that possible? How can you track retail? Well, there's something that's called CUT data, Commitment of Traders Report. It comes out once a week. It's given by the CFTC. And it tracks 3 types of market participants. It's all in the book, by the way. You know, this is all coming straight from the book. And the non-reportables is someone who trades with less than 100 contracts. So if you trade less than 100 contracts on futures, you're considered to be a small speculator. And small speculators are usually wrong. Small speculators are usually less educated. Right? Small speculators are usually not institutional driven. So they make more mistakes. So when they get extremely bullish, okay, extremely bullish, guess what's going to happen most of the time? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think is going to happen here? And this is what it's showing. So this indicator is what we call the net edge. And it shows you when retail, small speculator gets extremely bullish on gold, or sorry, on the pound in this case, it doesn't end well. That's what the data tells us here. So look at this. Extremely bullish position. Net positioning, really high. What happened after that? That was the top of the range. And keep in mind, this is the weekly time frame, okay? This is super important for you to understand. We went from top to bottom here. All right, that is a 294-day bearish trend. 294 days. Right here. What was it? The top. Retail gets bullish. Right here. What was it? The top. Retail gets bullish. Last year, what happened here? Retail gets bullish. You see that? This happens literally all the time. And then again, we saw that same signal right here. Last year, that same signal was there. And what happened? Retail became too bullish and price came down. And it started to come down for a long period of time here. So that data is super important to us. You think, oh, that's on the higher time frame. That's kind of stupid. Why do you need that? Is that, you know, it's not important as a day trader or whatever the case may be. Well, just imagine this, right? And this is a question to you. If you understand that this from a macro standpoint, okay, is considered to be really bearish for the pound, right here, and you drop and you come down here, okay, and you have, let's say, as you can see here, from here to there, okay, this is a 329-day bearish trend on the higher time frame. Do you think that you would win more in shorts or you would win more in long setups? I think you understand I think you know the answer already, right? You would probably, even on the lower time frames, make more in short setups than in long setups. Why? Because the macro trend, you're not fighting a macro trend anymore. You're trading with the macro trend. Actually, shorts are going to be more relevant. All right. So this is why this information is gold, because if you understand that and you get towards these signals, that is the moment for you to really understand macro, higher time frame. Okay. And then you can utilize all that information and say, okay, now I can go to the lower time frame. I have a clear bias. And now the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for short setups, shorts after shorts after shorts after shorts. Okay. That is the idea. That is the thought process right there. So yeah, what we have done, and that's the crazy part, we have done all the testing on all these indicators using CUT data, and we have turned that into a complete database. The complete database, and this is on the pound. This is exactly what we're talking about, right? Retail getting bearish extreme, boom. Every single time when it happened here, 80% of the time, it signifies a bearish shift, a bearish trend. And so what we've done is we turned that into an alert system, okay? So now we just wait. We don't even have to do anything anymore. We just wait. All the alerts are set. When an alert goes off, hey, there's an alert here. Retail reached this. Okay, boom. What does that mean? Oh, okay, well, look, okay, that's an 80% chance that we're gonna flip. Okay, perfect, boom. Now I have a bias. Let's now wait for a macro technical confirmation. Let's now go to the supply and demand on the daily. See what's happening there. Oh, we're in the daily supply zone. Oh, perfect. We react from daily supply. Now we're gonna go to the lower time frame. And now we're gonna use what we're using here, right? The volume profile, entry models, key levels, boom, 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 boom. Once you nail down that complete process, and this is why we talk about this all the time in the trading war map, right? The foundation. And this is why you have your book. I actually understand that framework. If you can nail down this process, this system from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you're gonna have an absolutely incredible trading journey. There is, in my opinion, nothing that can go wrong from that perspective. Then it all comes down to the way you manage your trade, your risk management, and to your psychology. Once that's nailed, number 5 is what you then need to work on, obviously. Risk management and everything. So what we're waiting for right now is Q4, and Q4 is usually the quarter, and this is so important for us, where we see a larger expansion, a larger breakout moment, because right now, the dollar has been ranging here. Well, guess what's happening on the retail side on the dollar? Right now on the retail side, retail is very bearish positioned here. And when retail is very bearish positioned, what's gonna happen? Usually what happens when retail is very bearish positioned, we're gonna go in the opposite direction, okay? You can talk about FOMC data as much as you want here. People talking about interest rate cuts all the time, right? Interest rate cuts, so important. Yes, it's true. But why is it that we just cut rates? And why is the dollar currently trading higher than the FOMC interest rate decision? Is the dollar not supposed to be weaker, right? When There are interest rate cuts. That's the whole thought process, right? Why is it not happening? All about positioning, right? All about positioning. All about positioning, right? Bearish, dollar creates a bottom. Bearish, dollar creates a bottom. Bearish, dollar creates a bottom. This is 40 days. Now we're here bearish. Where are we now? We are in weekly demand, and we're still not trying to come down. We can't break the lows. Please check gold. We can check gold real quick. In the meantime, yeah, it's at the fixed very low. But right now with dollar strength, okay, if the dollar starts pushing up aggressively, right here, look how strong it is right now. I'm gonna be very cautious with gold here. That's the reality. Okay, dollar needs to show at least some signs of weakness. Okay. That's it. So yes, we might react from the very high. We pretty much always react from the very high, to be honest. Because these levels work. But if it's worth to take a setup, I think usually what happens is if the dollar keeps going, gold's gonna have a hard time here. In the short term. However, if the dollar is strong, and we talked about the dollar yen all day, LA. So if you go to the dollar yen here, we are now starting to break out. So this is considered to be very strong. Let's see where futures is at actually. Futures is also yeah, okay, it's very clear. If price pulls back and we see some sort of rejection, I'm gonna short the yen future. So that means I will long the dollar yen. Christian says, hey, got another cross pair that looks good. See me on the EURCAD. Lorenzo, okay, have a look at it. See me on the EURCAD. Let's check it out here. We can do some cross pairs today as well, for sure. Macro, higher time frame, rejection. Yeah, the reason why the Canadian dollar is getting stronger is because this all has to do with the dollar strength too. Right, so you can see clearly we are in that higher time frame resistance. This is daily resistance right now. Look at the EURCAD being in the daily resistance right here. And then look at how price is still holding around it, okay? You want to just see very clean break, bro. Christian, below this range. And then a follow through. But the dollar needs to maintain strong. If the dollar is strong, then this becomes more relevant. Because dollar strong, euro more weak, Canadian dollar tends to be more positively correlated with the dollar. So then obviously EURCAD becomes relevant. So it's a good point. And if you look at gold right now, you can see how gold is struggling, right? So yes, we have our key levels, etc. That's the first step. So your first step in trading when using LTA is just knowing when and which levels are the levels you need to mark out. The second step is where it gets interesting. The second step is where you start understanding the context around it. So when do I take the trade? When do I avoid the trade? What are the external things I need to look at for me to decide if this is a valid setup or not when price reaches my level? Don Pablo says, because there are still inflation issues with the dollar, Powell cut rates, but it was more hawkish than expected. Yeah, that's true as well. From a fundamentals, macro fundamental standpoint, it's true. Carl says, Lorenzo, I'm leaning towards us going for the dollar yen long. I agree, man. I actually, I agree there's a lot of potential in this trade. I agree. Because the dollar is doing really well. And at some point, what's going to happen is that the dollar is going to do this. It breaks down, it pulls back. And at some point, it's going to create a higher low. And it will show that it will hold here. It will show some sign of strength here. And if that's the case, and I think it's going to be a potential new higher high. So if we create that higher low, then the dollar yen will pull back a little bit. And then go here. The thing that I think is super key is that price pulls back here. And then bounces from the value high. Yeah, this is also the reason with gold, same thing. Also the reason why we didn't take that trade on silver. Because of the dollar. Pretty much because of the dollar. Famsi says, one thing is certain, even if Lorenzo isn't around, whenever I feel confused during London session, I always turn to the book and cross-check it. That's nice, my bro. That's really, really good. That's really good. Yeah, so my mother is heavily studying the book as well. You know that my mother trades? My mother is a trader. Did you know? Do you guys know that? My mother is a trader. She started out with with the Heiken Ashi candles. Who knows the Heiken Ashi candles? The Heiken Ashi moving averages. And she was just doing their own thing. She didn't even want to like look at what I do. Pretty much, yeah, kind of she did. But like, you know, the reality was that she had her own ideas, her own strategy. And just have to let her do her thing, you know? But over time, it's like, oh, what about this? What about that? Oh yeah, this level. Oh, okay, yeah, I tried it. Oh, it works. Oh, okay, boom. Yeah, before you know it, like it's full on LTA concepts. Like there's, you know, it's a matter of time, you know? A matter of time. You might be watching now and think, yeah, I got my own thing. But yeah, just like, it's a matter of time, bro. Lorenzo, while we're waiting for for a potential trade, let's watch another video. Yeah, you guys let me know what you guys want to watch. That's it. What do you guys want to watch? Let me know. We have so much content. You guys sent in so many videos to review. I don't even know what to choose, honestly. Obviously trading related. Yeah, to be honest, I love the dollar breaking out there. I really would love to see the dollar continue to break out there because I know Forex wise, it's gonna do a lot in the currencies. Because currencies this week sucked pretty hard until now. EURUSD, by the way, as well. EURUSD as well. That trade that we took on stream, right? What was that other trade that we took on stream? I don't know. I don't remember which stream it was, but it was like it was a euro trade, okay? It was this one. Let me actually show you the trade, and then let me know what you guys think about it, because that was the exact trade that we were looking at. This is something similar right now, okay? Something similar. Something similar on the EURUSD. Yes, sir. No clean order block. No fair value gap. Price came and tapped into the fixed value area high. Do you see that, guys? Do you see how that is turned into resistance? Do you see this range? Do you see this manipulation? Do you see this expansion? That is a buy signal on the dollar. That means a sell signal on the currencies against the dollar, okay? We see the same setup happening on the EURUSD. My goal is to show this live on stream. My goal is also just to educate you along the way and to just hopefully turn you into a more aware trader. Lucas says, why did you enter outside of New York? The confirmation was there, my friend. The confirmation was there. Yesterday, I missed out on a trade because I wanted to take it on stream. Today, I saw the same pattern playing out. I just can't ignore that. If you understand this system in this book right here that you can download for free in the description, then you should have seen this pattern by default. Vanessa, how's it going?
So yeah, everything based upon the dollar confirmation, right? It was actually really clean that we have the EM1.
W for Vanessa, please, ladies and gentlemen. W for Vanessa. Vanessa here to P. Come on, give your boy some love now. Yes, sir. Thank you. CME, baby. CME in the chat. Just remember one thing. Volume is king, baby. Volume. That's exactly what you're seeing right now, by the way. For real. If you look at the dollar, this is the dollar index. You see the consolidation, the manipulation, the expansion. That retracement, if you get a retracement right there, these are the, in my opinion, always the perfect reversal signals. Perfect reversal signals. EURUSD, look at this. Greater range. Breaks higher, gets rejected. Breaks down. What is this? C, the M, the E. These are textbook setups I take over and over again. These are the trades that I just cannot ignore. I cannot neglect. I always take setups like these. Every time I take setups like these. Because it works. These setups work. If you understand it from like a double point of view, dollar strong, confirmation on the EURUSD, CME play, tapping into a volume profile, key level, fixed very low. These are my A+ setups. These are my A+ setups. Infotainment Hub says, I learned something new from Lorenzo. Be successful so your wife doesn't work hard and stay away from the home. Kids should see and learn from both parents. You are top G. I appreciate that, man. I think that this is one of the most important things. My goal was definitely to make sure that I make enough money so I can take care of my complete family. And it's not that like I not allow her to work or something, right? You know, she just doesn't want to. Like, she wants to spend time with the kids. She wants to do that. And then at the same time, you know, whatever she wants to do on the side, she can. But like, she wants to just spend time with the kids, you know. That's the most beautiful thing to me personally. I can just do my responsibility, my thing. I'm there with the kids as well. But, you know, it's just more healthy for the kids when they have a mother around all the time. I just know what kind of good, solid impact it will have on kids in general. So, yeah. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. Your job is to, you know, to take that responsibility as a man and just step up your fucking game. Take care of the fam, right? This is why we're here. We're here to crush it. We're here to learn. And it might be maybe for the young G's out there, maybe you know, you don't think about it yet. But before you know it, man, your time will come too. Your time will come too. All right, so where can I learn more about the indicators? Simply go to docs.xlimitless.com. So docs.xlimitless.com, you go there. It leads you to the full explanation of all the indicators that we have created, which obviously come with the VIP right here. Right, all the indicators, all the information is pretty much in here, explaining how to set it up, what it is, how it works, etc. Docs.xlimitless.com. It's a full library. For the VIP, you then can click on Get LTA VIP access right here and fill in your form, okay? Applications only here, applications only. Look at gold. What did I tell you guys? That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Let me get some tea. So yeah, gold broke below that first key level here, the fixed very high. It looks like it wants to break down. Why does it want to break down? Well, first of all, it took out the previous daily highs, but then the dollar started to go up like crazy right here. So if the dollar goes up strong, you know what it means for gold, right? You know that we should be careful with longing gold. Doesn't make sense to long gold for us if the dollar is literally, you know, showcasing that strength currently at the moment. It's really tricky to start longing gold here. And you saw how it first reacted from our key level, right? It reacted from it very well, but then it still had that follow through, right? This context is what I wanted to learn you on stream, because you can have point profile and understanding, but you need to understand that context, right? This is why it's so important for you to come on stream, because regardless if we trade or not trade, we're now still waiting for this setup. Also on the dollar yen, maybe on gold if you break down. But the most important layer here is that regardless, every single time you learn at least something that you can take with you for the next trade, the next stream, the next day. And that is, in this case, a perfect example of when the dollar is strong, you avoid gold longs, right? You really try to avoid gold longs. And I'm not talking about strong in terms of, you know, when the dollar pulls back into something. No, when the dollar is in an uptrend, strong uptrend, or when it breaks out aggressively, okay? These are the moments to be just more cautious with gold, more cautious with gold longs. Because we're gonna break down potentially, and if we break down, we're gonna potentially now go, once we've taken out highs, we're gonna come below the range, we're gonna pull back, we might even turn this into resistance and actually start coming down back towards the Sunday open, right? The opening price of the week. You know, and the Sunday open is sitting right now at, you know, 37.64. If the dollar does give us that confirmation, then gold might indeed pull back and reverse now, right? So man, this context that you need to know is super important. Super important for you to learn. So regardless of trading, remember this, guys. Please remember this. Let me know. Type in LTA if you understand this core principle between gold and between the dollar, because if we will trade together, right? And I will be streaming for the next months. I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be here. We are on a mission, all right? I want you to understand this. So when we trade next time, you understand, okay, dollar strength, we're gonna be more cautious with gold longs, right? Dollar weakness, we more aggressive. Tuesday was a good example, right? We took that long setup the moment we pulled back into this level, right? This was the trade that we took. So we took that trade aggressively. Why? Dollar was really weak. We took that trade. Took some time, but we took that trade. We reached our 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. We made our money. Dollar was weak. Bullet traders can be profitable only using the volume profile and trading. Yes, with context. With context. If you understand when to go long, when not to go long, you cannot just you cannot just say, okay, every pattern I see, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna trade this. Right? You can. And it's still profitable, by the way. I have the proof and data that it's actually profitable because we've simulated this in a strategy, and it's actually profitable. Okay, look at this over the last 10 years. These are 2,000 trades. So it is profitable. However, the problem is, let me show you the problem. If you don't understand the context of like when to avoid taking longs, when to be more aggressive, when to be less aggressive, you're gonna have these periods right here, okay? You're gonna have these long periods right here, and you're gonna start losing more. So yeah, the basic foundation with a 2-to-1 is around 38-40%, but that's without any context around it. With context and understanding all the reasons, when to go long, when to go short, when to stay out, when to avoid trading in the first place, you can get it up to like 60% very easily. 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, yeah. So that's why we're here. Itoshi says 70% of my profit in trading are using the volume profile. Thanks, G. Nice. Lorenzo, my mom is the true LTA alt offer. She's a trading baddie. Did you just say that your mom is a baddie? Did you literally just say that your mom is a baddie? Proof. Show me proof. Lorenzo, I've doubt when drawing the fixed range volume profile. You spot consolidation, right? How do you determine which is the first candle for the consolidation range? It's super subjective, to be honest, super subjective, bro. Like the ranges are not gonna be perfect. You know, we have to accept that. So ranges are not gonna be perfectly like this, right? It's not gonna be like this. Yes, there are ranges like that. Like for example, on the dollar yen, this is a pretty clean range, right? That's a pretty clean range. On the euro, right? This is I could say pretty clean range, right? But sometimes it's not as clean. So you have to accept that sometimes you're gonna see something like this, right? Range and then a break. And it doesn't look that clean, but in the end, you understand that you're compressing, you're not trending, and it's just a matter of time before you break out here. The moment you break out, regardless of how it looks, you can still use the VAR profile like that. So for ranges, it's subjective, okay? There is no strict rule. You can see when it's a range. Like, we can all agree that this is a range, correct? We can all agree that this is a range. When it comes down to the other levels we always utilize, right? In the trading war map, the previous day, the previous week. Like, this is very straightforward, right? This is why you can get this is why you have a free indicator that you can use. Okay. You can get the Limitless LTA Concept Session Breaks indicator. It's in our Discord, you can get it. It's free. Which shows you pretty much the Sunday open and also the sessions here. So maybe you don't really see it that clear, but it shows you pretty much the sessions right there. This is where you can draw like the previous daily, current weekly. It's very easy to see what the Monday is, the Tuesday is, the Wednesday is, etc., here. Yo, Lorenz, what about the giveaway? Yeah, what we're going to do today, we're going to do a giveaway today indeed. Because it's the last day of the week for us streaming wise. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Usually on a Thursday we do a giveaway. Not always on a Thursday. Sometimes Wednesday. Sometimes Tuesday. But today on a Thursday. Okay. So what you need to do if you want to be here for the giveaway, we want to get to at least like 600 likes right now. We have 980 people watching or something. We have 347 likes. We can get us up to 600 likes. First of all, we want to break records. Your boy needs to get back into the algo. Okay, we started streaming, I think, a month ago. And I think we started at like 300, 400 live viewers. And we're reaching we're capping the 1,000 right now. So, hey, put your boy back into the algo. And 30% of you guys are not subscribed. So subscribe as well, and then we'll do the giveaway at the end of the stream. Last stream we gave away a 25k funded next challenge. Yes, sir. The best CFD platform in my opinion. All right, perfect. This is perfect. Gold is pulling back. Sorry, dollar is pulling back. That means the euro will pull back. If the dollar pulls back, the euro will pull back as well. So I think we're in it. I kind of expected that we would see no trade today, maybe. At least not according to our plan, but. Yeah, it's actually looking pretty decent. Dollar pulling back, reaction, gold. Gold's breaking down, which is crazy. Do you trade on Fridays? Yes. In the trading floor, in the VIP trading floor. Cozy Escape says I'm shorting EU right now. Yeah, so if the dollar pulls back, you get one of the best confirmations you can get. For real. Because usually what I've seen is dollar comes down and breaks down. It ranges during the Asian session. London session, we kind of set in the bottom. New York session, we expand. We pull back towards the Asian session highs and we continue to go up. That is a very textbook pattern that the dollar does all the time. So yeah, this could indeed be something like something like this. It's actually a very similar setup to what we traded before. Vika says, Lorenzo, I want to thank you for your knowledge you have provided. My trading has become super efficient and I'm making good money too. Bro, amazing, man. Big W to you. Are you in our Telegram group already? Let me know. We want to have winners like you in our group. So if you haven't yet, then please do. Oh, you are already? Of course. Amazing, man. Amazing. Yeah, we've seen a lot of new people coming into our group lately. So it's literally really hard to keep up right now. But yeah, it's good to hear from you, man. Daniel, oh, you're actually showing proof here. Remember what Daniel said? That is dope. I love that. I appreciate that. That's really good. Daniel said, I started with you at the beginning of August with $500 plus $750 bonus. In 2 months, I got from 1K to 27K. Today, I made 3K. Actually showing proof. Damn, congrats, man. That's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. That's a great example, man, of how consistent you have been and how that had an impact on your trading. That's really good to know. Really awesome. Yeah, look at gold. Yes, this is why we don't long here, guys. Damn. This is why we don't long here. That saved us a big L. If we would have taken that long setup, it would have saved us a big L. We knew it was not smart to go long. After not just taking out the previous daily highs, but just also just the dollar strength. That's it. So I'm very happy that we didn't take that one. Yeah. What's gonna happen now is you're gonna see me on the you're gonna see me on the gold chart now as well. So you know we have to pay attention to this level. We cannot neglect this level right now. 3862. We have to pay attention to this because if the dollar maintains its strength, the highs are swept. We haven't even once came back to the Sunday open here this week. Not even once. This is a very good sign. The dollar's weekly candle, right? The dollar's weekly candle is still has no top wick. This can still flip bullish. So yeah. Patience, man. Patience wins in this case. I believe so. Over time, it really does. It really does. Because You know, if the dollar was still weak, we would have for sure looked at long setups here. We would have probably entered here. I mean, I would have preferred to see a larger breakout, but I would have still considered to see what would happen around here. But once the dollar started moving, we said directly, no, man, that's not going to be, not going to be worth it. Ah, that's a freaking crazy move, though. Wow. It really is. Why is the Limitless LTA Sunday open? Yeah, there is an issue on futures for now. I don't know what the reason is. Or is it just on you? No, I think it's on me too. I'm gonna see if I can fix this. If I can fix this problem. I will see if I can fix that. Yeah, I'll definitely do so. What are you looking now? Shorts on the EURUSD? And potentially now on gold, because we are creating what we call a CME setup on gold, which is much more appealing than a CERC play like we initially were looking for, because yeah. So that means any closure, any pullback, any reaction from that level, stop. Ruben says it's not the swing PUC that you drew earlier. Yeah. However, right now we have to shift our bias because we already broke higher, right? We already took out these highs, etc. Why did you put the VAR profile at that level? Because this is the ultimate range. This is the perfect range for it right now. It really is. It really is. I really like that. Can you explain EM4? Because it seems risky to me. Entry model 4 is nothing more than a strong breakout to the upside here after a 3 candle bar play. I will make a video about it. We're gonna start soon uploading videos on my YouTube channel, all related to the VAR profile. So this is something we're gonna kick off. I don't have a direct date, but it's gonna be very soon. So keep a close eye on my video section, because we're gonna start dropping first videos all related to the VAR profile and how to use it properly, how to use it, when to use it. I just started trading gold. Can anyone explain why this massive dump is happening? From what I can see now, I can see the dollar being really strong. Okay, if the dollar is strong, it usually has or can have a negative impact on the metal sector: gold, silver, platinum, palladium. That's one thing we're seeing here now. Dollar was weak all week long, and this just happened, right? Dollar just broke back above the range. And in case you're wondering what this chart is, This is a custom chart, a custom formula for the dollar. You can see the whole week, dollar got rejected at this range. Dollar got rejected at this range. Dollar got rejected right there until today. We managed to break above here. So this could be a trend shift for the dollar, and this is going to be bad for gold. And for gold, from a gold perspective, right? That's another layer. Gold literally opened this candle on the weekly. It didn't even really set in a bottom wick. Have you noticed that? And have you also noticed how that gap? How that gap is there? From the weekly candle, kind of that weekly opening gap that you see right there. So that confirmation is very important, right? We built our way up. It's Thursday now. Tomorrow's Friday. This might be indeed the reverse back towards the Sunday open. So in case that happens, what I want to do is I want to look for any short continuation pullback and see if we can take trades there. First trade is for sure gonna be the current weekly, or sorry, the fixed POC, the fixed very low of that range, that previous range. Second level, actually that's the level actually to look for. Is it weird that it didn't retest? It can always pull back. It happens all the time. The stronger the break, if there is a pullback, the higher the probability of the trade. Yeah, but that's what's happening. It's player versus player, my friend. It's the buyers versus seller. It's the real competition. Why do you think we call the trading or LTA concepts? Why did we write a 300-page book here? That's called the Trading War Map. Trading is war, right? It's buyers versus sellers. It's always player versus player. If you win a trade, there is someone on the other side crying on his desk that he lost another one. And if you lose a trade, someone on the other side is cheering. I understand that. So yes, we are in it together. But trading itself is war, right? That's the reality. What about dollar yen? Dollar yen is setting up too. Buyers versus sellers. Some people forget actually that there are multiple buyers and multiple type of sellers. You know, you have aggressive buyers and you have passive buyers. You have aggressive sellers, you have passive sellers. Aggressive buyers, market orders, market execution. Passive buyers, limit buyers, market limit buyers. Okay. When you execute one trade, there's someone on the other side filling your order, right? So if you enter a position with market, like you enter a market order, then you need a limit order on the other side to fill your order. That formulates a contract. Yeah, a lot of jams today, that's for sure. A lot of imported layers. I'm very happy that the dollar broke out because this is actually for me a perfect example that I wanted to show you on stream because it's going to help us so much over the next 100 streams for sure. Is showcasing when to trade gold and when to stay away from it, when to not look for long setups. Hi, Lorenzo. Do you refer to the previous daily volume profile for targets? How far do you look back once you've broken the current consolidation? Like what's happening across multiple US dollar assets? Well, when it comes down to your targets, usually what I look for are macro levels, higher time frame. I always say in our group, we're always talking about it all the time. In the trading floor, on the weekly analysis that I give every Monday in the VIP, every time I say micro execution, but macro targets. So higher time frame targets. Usually the targets are always going to be like an area of supply or an area of demand on the higher time frame. All my entries are on the lower time frame. So that's usually something that I take in consideration. You're going to have sometimes key levels in between on the lower time frame, but this is where your trade management comes into play, right? This is where you could put your stop loss on break even after a 1 hour and all these layers. But we talk about macro targets all the time. What is the best way you can describe the key levels? Well, if there is one way I would describe the key levels, if there is one analogy I would use, it is always going to be the castle analogy. It's always going to be the castle analogy. We always talk about this one right here. Let me show you right now. Understand what I mean. This right here that you see right now, you see the very high, the very low? These are your outside layers. Imagine you live in a city back in those days, right? Back in the Spartan time. The very high, the very low. That's kind of the outside port. These are like the protection layers, right? The first areas of defense. And in order to get to the center, you need to then go to the point of control. The point of control is the most dangerous area because the most activity was there, right? So the most, in terms of Spartans, the biggest battle took place right at the point of control. The most orders were executed at the point of control. Okay, so we use the very high, the very low as our protection layers, and the point of control as kind of like the final boss. Because if you do break above that, it usually signifies a change of trend or a reversal. Lorenzo, would you short gold if it pulls back? Yes. Yes. I would for sure. I hope it does. I hope it does. I hope it does. If not today, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, like the thing about it is, if it's gonna range or manipulate, like this is now when it's gonna pull back. It's gonna be a valid setup here. Like we actually broke structure. And we're now gonna, if we pull back, you know, you obviously understand that this is by far the most important zone, right? Like this is by far the highest probability setup. How would the trade look like? It would look like this. Entry somewhere around there. Stop loss above the range, not above the highs, right? Doesn't make any sense. Above this range, I would say here. And then a clear follow through, that's it. At least a 2-to-1 restored ratio. So that will be something like, you know, something like that. Something like that. And if you say, yeah, gold's not going to pull back, you wait. You will see. You will see. You don't know how gold moves here. Could easily pull back whenever you don't expect it. For now, it's indeed very, very weak. That's for sure. That's no question. Look at silver, completely invalidated. That's why we didn't take it. Same thing for gold. Carlos says, I've heard a good way to understand the rule of thumb for the high volume and low volume. High volume accepts, low volume rejects. Thoughts? Is it not the other way or kind of the other way around though? Like I sometimes feel that the high volume is the rejector because it's the wall. Yeah, it's to be honest, I think both is true. I think both high volume and low volume both make sense. It could be either way. And the reason why is because in terms of low volume, you could say, okay, that needs to be, that's an imbalance that has been created. So therefore it needs to be filled in order to, rectify the auction marketplace. Now, okay, that's the low volume. And the high volume, there's so much interest at this level. Why is there so much interest at this level? What are the reasons for that? The fact there's so many trades executed there. Well, clearly, people are willing to defend that position. I think it's both. I think it's both true. This looks like the NFP drop though. They're like, okay guys, so yeah, NFP wasn't there today, so the NFP is not gonna be tomorrow, so let's just do it today, guys. You guys are ready? 3, 2, 1. This never happens a day before the NFP, right? This, you can tell there is no NFP tomorrow. They moved it to next week. You can tell instantly by the way gold moves. Gold rarely moves like this a day before the NFP. Yeah. Another thing that you might find useful, especially for people that are new, because this is one of the biggest misconceptions about volume, and that is the difference between volume and time and volume and price. A lot of people think that volume is only related to time. When it comes to time volume, how much volume was traded during a certain period of time. Right? This is where, for example, your standard volume tool comes into play, right? Between 8 and 8:30, an X amount of volume was traded, right? That is called volume by time. What we're looking for specifically is not by definition volume by time, even though it can be helpful. What we're looking for is volume by price. And the reason why is because we care more about activity at a specific price level instead. So the way we do that is we utilize the fixed range volume profile for that. We then draw it, let's say from the left to the right of a particular range or previous day or previous week. We mark out our key levels. In this case, you have the fixed very high, the fixed POC, and a fixed very low. And in this case, you see what happens, right? Price breaks back above it, and it immediately turns one of these areas into support. And the reason why is because at the fixed very high here on gold, 38.32, okay, you can see that there was a serious amount of more volume traded at that exact price level, right? 38.32.744. That means there's more interest at this level. That means the chances of it reacting, or the chances of price reacting to that level, is just by default higher. And therefore, I always will prefer volume by price over volume by time. Because volume by price gives you the real institutional insights of where the most activity took place at that period, at that price level. So much more accurate. It's actually crazy, by the way. This is no like this is by accident, by the way, right? Look at how we're reacting right now from the point of control. Like, this literally proves my point right now. Pretty much. Like, look at that. Look at that rejection, right? I was just explaining something, but yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make here. That's where the most interest took place, at that price level. That's why we're seeing a reaction from it. Doesn't mean though that we're now suddenly going to long it, right? The bias is very clear. It's kind of the setup we're looking for, is pullback shorts. It's all about the X-ray vision, my friend. It's all about the magic touch. And the only way to get that magic touch, using volume and adding volume analysis to your trading. No order block, no fair value gap beats that magic touch, because it's a specific price level that matters. I've seen periods where it tapped into a level perfectly. It didn't even wick above it. It just hit it like on the dot, got rejected from it, and it just came down aggressively. And if you are new to LTA, you know, I highly recommend you to test some of these things out. If you are already an OG, you probably agree with me. You probably have seen it now hundreds of times. So let me know. For the OGs. So yeah, two setups: EURUSD short, gold short, dollar yen longs, also a possibility as well if we manage to pull back one more time towards the zone. But these are so freaking clean. Where in the Netherlands you're from originally? I'm from Rotterdam. It's the second biggest city in my country. It has one of the largest harbors in the world. So yeah, that's where I came from. That's where I grew up. I still come to the Netherlands now and then. Like, the last time I was in the Netherlands was... when was the last time I was in the Netherlands, actually? A year ago. I guess it was a year ago already. Damn, time flies, man. For real. Time flies, crazy. I have to go to the Netherlands sometimes, you know, to visit my grandmother. I wish I could be there more. But, you know, you have to understand where I live in Bali right now. My whole life is built up here. It's like 24 hours away. You know what I mean? And we're working like clockwork. But yeah, I will be in Dubai, by the way. I will be in Dubai in November, beginning of November. I will be in Dubai. So if you guys are in Dubai, or some of you guys are living in Dubai, let me know, because I will be there in November. I'm gonna reach out to a couple guys as well in the industry. See what they're up to. I realize you don't utilize the previous weekly and previous daily. Are there certain market conditions where they work well than others? Yes, they do. When the market is really trending and you don't really create a range, we utilize the previous daily levels. So pretty much, right? Let's say this is like the previous day. So in between this is the previous day, okay? Right here, and price, let's say, was trending upwards, right? Right here, boom, previous day. And then it's the next day, right? Asian session ranges, London session, and it taps into the previous day. You know, we're kind of trending here, right? There's like that upwards trend right now, and you're not really ranging or something like that. It's a pretty aggressive, let's say, upwards trend, for example. Then the first thing we use is the fixed range volume profile from the left to the right, and then we mark out the previous daily levels instead. And when price pulls back to the previous daily levels, we do the same thing as we do when we're looking for the range setups. The CME plays. Right now on gold, we're waiting for a CME play. Right, this is the CME right here. This is our entry. But then it's the previous daily, right? The previous daily levels are something that we utilize. So if the market is trending, and that's why I'm saying wait for the dollar to start pushing, because if the dollar starts pushing, we're going to utilize a lot more previous daily levels, previous weekly levels, and all that stuff here. If the market is consolidating more on the higher time frame, ranges are so powerful. Where are you guys from, by the way? Let me know in the chat, please. And smash up that like button. I think we're gonna reach the 600 likes today. I think we can easily do that for the giveaway today. Last week we gave away 25k fun at next challenge. That's gonna be awesome. I'm really looking forward to closing the week with you guys. It's fun here. We have South Africa in the building. So that means, you know, you're Dutch pretty much, right? I'm joking. Like me, we're brothers. We're nephews. Kenya, India, Bali. Really, bro? You're from Bali? Salam alaikum. Saya tinggal di sini, Bali, ya? Oke. Di mana? Canggu. Bulgaria, Morocco, London, China. Ubud. Nice. Berapa lama Lorenzo tinggal di Bali sudah? Sudah. 5 tahun. 5 tahun. Do you provide trading signals? Not really. Well, what we do is this, okay? Like, how can I explain this? You know the difference between signals and setups? So when we're in the live trading floor, right? Like we have elite traders in our community here streaming live every day, all the time. Okay, they're live right now. And yes, they're gonna say, hey guys, I'm gonna take this trade. Okay, is that a signal, yes or no? What do you think? I don't know. What I consider to be a signal is TP1, TP2, TP3, stop loss there. No context, no explanation about the reasoning behind the trade. For that particular reason, I think signals by default are pretty irrelevant. It's garbage. Setups, however, explanations, providing context to the trades, executing it live in the trading floor, in our Telegram, looking at all the different scenarios, the market setups that I give all the time. That's a different story, right? Because it's like, okay, at least you understand why. So yes, in essence, I do give some sort of signals, you could say. But it's not like, enter here, stop loss there, PP1 there. I think that's just bullshit. So you need at least to have some sort of interest in it. And you at least want to learn, a little bit in order to get there, right? We really want to make sure that you are fully, that you learn something. Because what? What happens if I quit? You're just gonna quit too? Or you're gonna move to someone else? And then you hope that he's profitable and then he can give you the signals and then you're gonna move. It's not gonna work. You need to work your way up, man. You need to work your way up. And it's believing in yourself, man. It's believing in yourself. That's number one priority. Believing in yourself is everything, is all that matters. What you can do with just believing in yourself, knowing that one day you are going to make it happen. One day you are going to make the difference. One day you're going to, retire your parents. One day you're going to make sure that your wife can stay home, taking care of the kids. So, you take that responsibility. Like one day, right? But it starts with your confidence. You can do that. You can do that. Guidance, for sure. You need guidance. You need mentors. You need people around you that can guide you through it. I agree with that. You don't have to do everything by yourself. You don't have to be a lone wolf. You don't have to be a lone wolf, my friend. I can guarantee you that. That doesn't make any sense either. There are also many guys that I know that have a too big of an ego. That think I can learn everything by myself. I was one of those before. I learned the hard way. I was one of those guys. And then I realized, oh shit, I can better get rid of that mindset and start learning from the best. And it took a long time for me to understand that. That's just the truth. But now I know. I realize that you need to learn from people in this space that just know more than you. You need to put your ego aside and accept that. The first thing I recommend you to do pretty much, these are all super important topics. The first thing I recommend you to do is to download the ebook for free in the description and then go to page number 221, which will lead you to this topic, trading psychology and behavioral edge. Okay? Just read this, go through this, And let me know what you think here. But really do read this. Really take your time to read this. This will probably take you like 15 minutes, to be honest with you. 30 minutes max. I had to go through it. It will have an impact. Richard Feynman said, famous quote, "The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest to fool." The easiest person to fool. Hi, Lorenzo. What do you prefer? Low win rate, high risk reward, high win rate, low risk reward? The hybrid, my friend. The hybrid. Something in between that. I've been testing out low risk reward, high win rate. That puts a lot of pressure on you because you need to win 80% of your trades to really make some money in this game. So that's going to be, you know, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. That's one layer. Secondary, high risk reward ratio with a really, you know, like really high, like 7-1, 8-1, 9-1. You know, these guys, you're going to lose a lot of trades for sure. You're going to lose the majority of your trades. So most people are not able to deal with this mentally, right? So when a beginner tells me, hey man, I got this 7-1 setup and stuff, I trade high risk reward, but I'm a beginner. I'm like, bro, I can 99% tell you that it's usually not going to work out because you're going to lose 8 or 90% of your setups. The one that you win, that's going to be a banger and you're going to make your money back and you might be profitable. But can you deal with you losing so many times in a row mentally? If you can, perfect, go for it. High risk reward ratios, right? So what I found out is that anything in between that, in between the high risk reward and the low risk reward, let's say the 2-1s and the 3-1s, are like the most reasonable things to achieve, which also removes the pressure of you trying to win every trade, yet still giving you enough return on investment that, you know, if you win one trade, you can, you know, lose 2 or 3 trades in a row and still break even, right? So that key difference between high and low, in my opinion, the 2-1 and the 3-1 is the perfect balance and the perfect hybrid in between that. Statistically speaking, a 2-1, you only need to win 35% of your trades to break even. So out of 100 trades, you only need to win 35 of those to break even. Anything above that is profit. Can you use the LTA strategy with trading futures? Yes, you can, for sure. I trade futures myself as well. I do trade futures. Yeah, sure. How come you don't trade gold in Asian sessions so much? I've heard a few traders recommend it because it's so predictable. It is very predictable. I actually agree with you. But I just don't like to trade in the morning. For me, the Asian session is the morning. I don't really like it. The reason why is because I just want to focus on myself. I want to go to the gym. I want to do things that, you know, I don't want to go first thing in the morning when I wake up is trade. That's why I'm here in Asia. You know, I wake up, do my thing, do my exercise, go to the gym, whatever the case may be. Then once that's done, I go and go to the charts, etc. And for me, the Asian session is usually not beneficial. Lorenzo, watch this video. Top 24. What? Top 24 losers? Top 24 YouTubers live trading losses. Let's look at gold first, though. Gold right now, okay, we might indeed find some support here. So, same for the euro as well here. Yeah, anyways, let's check it out real quick.
He jumps in again trying to flip his luck, and he does, just in the wrong direction. Nearly $900 gone in under a minute. They say that trading with leftover anger only makes things worse.
I can already tell you right now that this is going to be high views. Now has to be high views here. 42,000, okay. 42,000 views on an 8K account, subscriber account, okay? People love to see people lose money.
This trader had a
Yeah, so what? That's okay. Losing trade, okay. Yeah, so?
solid 10-day winning streak, but today's different. One bad entry and he's hit with a $500 loss. At least he doesn't let it get to him.
So this video is all about people losing their money. Is that what this video is about? It's time for me to join that to join that series.
Dollars
Okay.
melts from the portfolio.
For longs right there in that inversion, and I'm in here. Stop loss at 156.
Is this ICT, guys? Let me know.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be stopped out, it looks like.
Stop fill.
Follow for more trading content. Peace out.
He waits all day just to walk away with a $100 loss. It was a wild trade to open with, and he learned the hard way.
What is a CISD? CISD. What is that? I know it's an ICT term. I just don't know what it means. Sorry. I just don't know. I actually don't know. Change in state of delivery? Oh, okay.
This guy clearly has a thing for NASDAQ, but NASDAQ's sending nothing but pain. He goes long, and the chart turns into a full-on bloodbath.
And I'm in.
Order filled.
In NQ longs. Stop loss below this level. Looking for a nice push to the upside on price.
Same guy?
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get a nice push from here. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Let's keep it pushing, let's keep it pushing. Gonna add 2 more here. I'm in with 4 cons now. Beautiful, beautiful.
I swear, at first I thought it was Danvo. I thought it was Danvo at first. Do you notice they're all trading ICT, by the way? Do you actually see that every single one of those traders that you see right here are ICT traders? Just saying. Just saying.
This one hits hard, starts off nice and green, and somehow still ends in the red. A $230 loss just when it looked good.
I'm really trying to make sense of these setups. Like every single time I'm looking at a setup, I'm like, what is that box? Is that like the fair value gap, the inverted fair value gap sequence? Like, what is that? It's just a box. It's just a box.
Feel bad for this one. The trade looked solid, full of promise, but crashes into a brutal loss. His face says it all. That one shook his whole portfolio.
Sorry for that. Major breakout on the dollar. Dollar is actually pushing up aggressively. I just told you guys that I'm probably next. Like, this is all gonna happen. You can actually just use yesterday's trade as an example, by the way. You can just put it in the video right there. Just get it over with, man. Get me out there. Anyways, dollar, major breakout. What a breakout, for real. Honestly, this is something that we wanted to see for the dollar for a while here. I think this shift of gold right now is going to be good because it's going to continue. Most likely, I think right now with this potential breakdown, I think there is just a larger chance we're going to just continue to drop further. Just waiting for some sort of pullback to happen. At some point we will. Okay, at some point we will, and the setup will come. Just need to wait for that push down or push back into any of these levels in order for us to really, take advantage of it. That's the only way I would personally look for the execution with the right confirmation. We traded this uptrend pretty much already last week too. We traded silver as well. We traded gold on top of that. But this shift is pretty strong, pretty aggressive. We haven't seen it for a while here. In my opinion, it's different from what you see here. This shift right there is just a high. Our price came down, it took out the lows, and it just continued to go up. And that's why we went long there, right? We reclaimed the highs and we just continued to go up here. Now we literally took out this high. We swept these highs here. We broke structure this time, and the dollar seems to be freaking strong. So if any pullback, I'm gonna start looking for short setups. That's for sure. Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm looking for any type of clippers. If you have any experience in clipping or whatever, I need some guys that can clip up some of the streams as well here. You can open a customer support ticket in Discord if you can. Right? I'm getting a lot of DMs of guys saying, hey, I can clip for you. If you do something similar and you're watching right now, then this might be a good opportunity because we're gonna go ham with LTA. We are gonna go hard. Bro, do you think buying now on gold is safe? You know, if you know, number one rule, I think is not really try to predict the bottom here. Not really try to predict the bottom here. That's something I've learned over time. I got burned a lot trying to predict the perfect bottom. We can clearly see that we are shifting right now at the moment. So what do you think is more relevant here potentially? After this major breakdown, after that range, you know, there's a reason why we have been ranging for a while here. We were setting up for something. Like it seems like a distribution is taking place right now. What do you think is more interesting? A bottom here trying to take a long right now, or just trading the lower highs? Just trading the lower highs, right? Just trading the lower highs. So let's say you have a trend, price turning upwards, and then at some point we start ranging like that. And then we do something like this, right? We break out, we actually take out the previous highs here, whatever. Boom, we break down. Is it now more relevant and more beneficial to trade the bottom long, or to trade the lower highs if you see a rejection of a lower high? So let's say price pulls back and it starts struggling around here. In most cases, I would say trading the lower high is more relevant for a potential new lower low, just because of that formation. And this is why I look at these specific patterns like a CME play, because that consolidation, that manipulation that you see here, then that expansion that you see here, and then the pullback of that expansion is that lower high. And you trade back into that initial range that was created before the fake move to the upside. A lot of trap buyers sitting right here. Price shifts, aggressive sellers come in, they take out all these lows, price pulls back into the range where the accumulation or the distribution started. And then it continues its downtrend here. This is a pattern that you see happening all the time. On gold, this is a pattern that you see happening all the time. Even on the dollar, this is what the dollar does. When the dollar reverses, and the dollar reverses, it does exactly that. Okay? One more aggressive than the other, but look at the dollar here. And look at the range here. You see the range here? And you see how it manipulates the lows? And do you see how it then breaks the highs? And how it then pulls back into the range and then sets in a new trend? Consolidation, manipulation, expansion. Well, this is what you see on gold right now. Consolidation, expansion, manipulation, and expansion. So the retracements, that's where the magic happens. Now, is there a 90-100% chance you're going to retrace? Not all the time. Not all the time, but at some point you need to create a lower high. At some point price needs to pull back, right? The question is, which level is next, if that's the case? Anyways, guys, we are now sitting at 500 likes. I think we can get it to 600. And I do believe we can go and start going for our giveaway today, guys. Like I said before, it's Thursday. Today's giveaway day for us. What do you need to do? You need to subscribe to this channel. You need to like this channel as well. Kind of helps us getting back into the algo. You know what I mean? We took a long break while we're here. A long break from the streams, not from the community. Right? Our efforts were always there. We're gonna do our giveaway soon. Nothing better than closing the week down and giving back to the fam. Do you think the dollar yen will potentially push higher? What already is pushing higher? Any pullback? Right, any pullback into the value high now is a trade setup. So it could be something like this: stop loss below the range. If you don't wait for an entry model below the range, if you wait for an entry model, you can keep the stop loss tighter and you target a 2-to-1. And that will pretty much set you up to a retracement towards this next range right here. Okay, something like that. Yeah, GJ was already the perfect trade, the perfect example setup today that we actually waited for. That was an entry model 1. We talked about it at the beginning of the stream. That has played out perfectly. You have that breakdown, then you can put your stop loss above the highs and target the lows, for example. But some people like to just put it above the range and target the 2-to-1 as well, if it makes sense from a higher time frame standpoint. That would also be a perfect example. Yeah, gold was really insane. Yeah, we knew that the moment it came down and the dollar started pushing up, that longs were off the table. So our initial buys from the beginning of the stream were immediately changed. And this is something that that I think is super important. For me personally, was an absolute game changer. Is being able and being willing to change your bias, right? So always have that understanding of, I am bullish until this point in time. If this happens, I am bearish, or I turn bearish, or I'm no longer bullish, or I will not take any longs anymore. Like, so when you take a trade, just think from that perspective of like, okay, I'm now bullish, but when will I be bearish? Like, what will invalidate my buy mentality? Because it's very easy to be stuck in that mindset and that bias of like, I'm long, I look for longs only, I'm bullish biased, I don't care about anything else. And then, you know, price reverses. Something can happen in the market where you get invalidated and it goes the other direction, and then it keeps going that direction. Yes, incredible way of giving back to the community here. Like, we are really on a mission here to inspire many of you guys. I know that you might now, you know, some of you probably, you know, are sitting at home right now having a hard time. Maybe something happened in personal life, or whatever the case may be, and you see trading as your way out. Well, this is why we are here. This is why we are streaming live. This is why our traders in our group are constantly there, streaming in the group, in the community as well. And this is why we're here. We're here to educate. We're here to talk. We're here to take trades, sure. But we have to follow our rules, of course, right? We have to follow our setups, right? That's part of the game as well. We know when to trade, when to stay out of the trade, when to shift our biases. Like, these things are all examples. So every stream should be valuable enough for you to say, at least I learned something today. I learned something very important today. Knowing when to trade it, when to stay out of the market, when to, and what to look out for, especially if I trade gold. You need to start paying attention maybe more to the dollar and how the dollar moves. I think we're gonna do it. I think we can do the giveaway, guys. I think it's time. What do you guys think? %. Let's make it happen. Lorenzo, is the EURUSD falling because the dollar is rallying? Yes. This is why. But any pullback, any pullback is going to be extremely important. Absolutely. But anyways, guys, what we're going to do today, we're going to do it soon because we will be giving away another 25K Funded Next challenge. 25K Funded Next challenge. Do you think you're ready for a challenge though? You're ready to come on stream with us, to be in the Telegram group, to execute trades with us on a day-to-day basis outside of the New York streams. Okay? Price is coming in, all right? Kellen says, giveaways a massive fancy. Yes, let's go, yes. All right. Let me put out the website real quick, actually. Let me actually do that quickly. There we go, baby. All right, what we're going to do, guys, for the LTA killers, if you haven't subscribed yet, then this is your moment to subscribe to this channel. This is your moment to, if you have Instagram, to follow me on Instagram and to like this video, this stream in particular. We're going to give away 25K Funded Next challenge. We do this sometimes. We'll let you know when the next time is, when our next giveaway is going to be. Okay? It's not a given that we're going to do this every Thursday. Well, we're doing giveaways now and then, okay? We want to give back to the community. We are on a mission to hopefully turn many of you into successful, professional traders. 25K account usually costs around $200. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. All right? Why Funded Next? Well, Funded Next by default is the fastest growing prop firm in the CFD space. So we all know how important it is to usually go for the big boys. More reliable. Funded Next is one of those. Okay? You can choose whatever you want. A 2-step, a 1-step, or a stellar light. You just have to read the rules properly, understand what it means. And also, if you feel that you're not ready for it, then you can give it to someone else. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Why? You don't want to waste it if you know that you're not ready yet. Okay, let's be honest to yourself. If you say, I'm not ready for a challenge yet, I'd rather have someone else that is ready. Don't be greedy, you know? Lots of chances to win anyways. But that's what we're going to do. Okay? We're going to speed up the process. And we're going to get on my favorite song, #1, because I cannot listen to this shit anymore. Let's just do something more exciting. Ah, that's better. Yeah, that's much better. Let's go, baby. Let's go. LTA, baby. Type in LTA in the chat one time And one time only. Let's go. Amazing, 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 amazing. It's an absolute pleasure to host you on a day-to-day basis here. We are live from Tuesday till Thursday, 8 a.m. EST. We'll make sure you learn something. And if you take a trade, we take a trade. We have a lot of fun doing so anyways. We have nothing to hide. Everything we do, pretty much public anyways. So, 216 entries right now, okay? That's a lot more than I expected here. 216 entries. I think it's time. I think it's time. I think it's time. I think it's time. Let's set it up. In 3, 2, 1. And the winner is...
Hey.
And the winner is...
Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in
Mr. Yassine.
They throw at me, brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era.
Mr. Yassine, congratulations, my friend. Make sure you open a ticket in our Discord community. Open a support ticket in our Discord. Let me quickly know that you're here, by the way. There we go. I found you directly. Got it. Okay. Awesome stuff. Keep up the good work. Thank you for being here. Welcome to LTA. We got you, bro. We got it. We got it. We got it. Incredible stuff. Keep it up, my friend. Congratulations. And for the rest, obviously, we're going to have multiple giveaways along the way here. We have been doing this for years. We've been doing this for years. Okay, guys. With that set in mind here, I quickly want to sum it up. Gold is holding support here. I'm looking for somewhat of a pullback for a further continuation down. It's very similar to what we've seen here for longs. In this time, it's shorts. Dollar has been increasing in strength significantly right now. No specific trade for me on stream currently. Would have loved to enter it on stream. However, the setup wasn't there. This is the setup though. It's forming something super important, which I will pay a lot of attention to right now. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs on gold, lower highs on the euro, higher low on the dollar yen. These things I'm looking for right now. Dollar seems to be breaking out very strong. Any pullback could lead into continuation. Okay. I'm going to be back next Tuesday again between 8 a.m. or from 8 a.m. right, all the way up to whatever time it is. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be there. If you are going to be there next time, type in I'm committed. We're inspired to help you become a better trader of yourself. This is why this book is free. Okay. This is why you need to download this thing. It's free. It's in the description. Get into our Telegram afterwards as well. Follow my daily market updates in Telegram outside of the stream, right? If you want to get updated, simply just be in our Telegram. Because this is where we post all these updates that you need to know, all the things that we talk about all the time, in order for us to just keep you in the loop outside of the streams as well here, okay? Tomorrow I'll be streaming live in the training floor in the VIP. Publicly, Tuesday, I'm going to be back. You're going to be there. It's going to be a good time. Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of the day. I hope your trading week will become a successful trading week. And let's close it very strong. All right. Cheers. Peace out, guys. Peace out. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
We'll be right back.